Good morning. Tuesday morning. It's overcast in Phoenix, and neighborhoods are quiet. It's before 6:30, and I'm doing an early morning dishwasher. What is this? Washing machine removal for a customer who they wouldn't pick up on bulk trash days. So I'm gonna grab it, and then this is an Anthem, so I want to head to the scrapyard, drop off this air conditioner, get my day rolling. I got a few cactus removals and a large storage unit clean out, so a lot to do. So this is what I'm working with. I figure I just tuck it in there and then head down to the scrapyard. Just grab it real quick. That's a nice view to start the day. Washing machine's loaded. Headed to go get new Sawzall blades, then the metal scrapyard, and then a cactus removal for a repeat customer. I took down like half of it that fell down in a storm a few weeks back, maybe a month ago, and now I'm taking down the rest of it. Customers don't want to cut these things down because they're kind of like ancient trees or whatever. It's I think it's a law even. But when they start rotting and falling over, they're just dangerous. So yeah, helping them out with that. And then big storage unit, like I said, all these huge server racks. There's like 7 of them. They're big metal cabinets. There's also a chest freezer and a bunch of other random junk. So I'm gonna take care of that for them. And then I got another cactus removal this afternoon. Same problem. I don't know what is the drought or disease or what that's been killing these things, but yeah, so just one thing after the next. Busy day running around. Doing a little recycling this morning, making some space in the trailer, and I'll need that for this cactus I'm cutting up. So this rotten thing has to come down today, unfortunately. So I worked out a deal with the customer because the saw I have is not adequate for this thing, and she kind of wants to leave it. So we're gonna leave what's vertical and just clean up everything on the ground. Section right there's 5 feet long. This is 9 feet long. This is another. Each one of these is probably 8 to 10 feet long. So there's a lot on the ground to clean up. We'll leave the big trunk for now. Well, amigos, I got most of it cleaned up. Working on the last couple pieces here. This one's about 18 inches in diameter and a good couple feet tall. I'm sure it weighs 150 pounds or something. But yeah, gonna get that loaded. Work on this next section. Get all that cut up. I'm gonna leave the trunk for today, and they decided they want to work on that, and I'm open to that too. Each time I do one of these, I kind of wonder, why am I doing this? But they're super nice customers, really great folks, and they bring pineapple drinks out, which is really nice. I'll tell you what, when it's hot and you're sweating, your customer comes out with a cold beverage that's for you, oh man, especially if it's a yummy one, that's a good customer to keep happy, that's for sure. And they're real happy I'm removing this, so keep getting calls when I'm out here working. I'm having to take lots of breaks to answer the phone. Eventually I think I'll need an assistant or somebody to help me manage the calls, but yeah, life is good. Glad to be working. How jobs work. The next door neighbor saw what I was doing and said, hey, can you come to my house next? I got a bunch of furniture I need to get rid of. I'm supposed to move in a month, and I got my mom's stuff and cleaned out a storage unit, and it's got to go. So I'm going to work on that now. Bunch of furniture. Some of it can be donated probably, but a lot of it's just so old and worn out. Sometimes you just take a sledgehammer to it. These 3 bookcases, this table, 2 chairs, some pottery, a lamp, and this entertainment center. I gave her a good bargain because she came over and said something, and I'm already here on her street. Didn't even have to move the truck. time to load it up.
Just rolling over the scales. This load is 3,140 pounds. I blame the Cactus for all that weight. Time to unload.
This is the next job that I'm working on. There's some more stuff I already hauled out, but just getting the video caught up here. Still got all this other junk. There's a freezer, chest freezer. I have no idea if that works. Probably not. It's full of clothes. Thankfully not rotten meat. A mini fridge, don't know what's in that yet. This couch, chair, and there's 11 of these. Probably resellable. Extremely heavy though. Barely fit through the door. There's 8 in this video. I already got 3 outside, but yeah, extremely heavy. These are like server cabinets where you put tons of servers, I guess. And they said they actually had 3 units of these things. It's made by APC. Not cheap stuff, so not sure yet what to do with those. It's crazy what people leave behind.
So I finished up at the storage unit. I'm actually gonna have to go back tomorrow, either with a huge truck or a ramp. A better ramp that's wide enough, probably plywood, so I can roll those cabinets into the back of the trailer and stand them vertical. So I can fit, I think, 6, so it'll only be 2 trips. Versus if I lay them down, they get all scratched up, so there's no point in trying to resell them. I gotta get them out by tomorrow anyway, so worst case scenario, I lay them down. I can only fit 2 side by side going to the scrapyard. Best case scenario, sell them. Somewhere in the middle ground would be stack them vertically, 5 or 6 at a time, and take them to the scrapyard. They don't pay much, but it's better than having to pay to dispose of them. And then I dropped off the freezer and mini fridge off at the scrapyard just now. Let them recycle that. And now I'm headed back up to Anthem to cut up another cactus. What am I getting myself into? But yeah, in the morning I got a sectional, so I think with the load I have now, I'm always kind of planning like how I'm starting my day, how I'm ending my day, when I'm gonna need to unload different things. It's kind of a lot of management of your trailer load, knowing like when to drop fridges off and things like that, so you have to pay to dump it. There's a lot that you have to figure out when booking a lot of jobs per day as far as like unloading. I don't have a yard where I can just like pile up a bunch of refrigerators or a bunch of metal scrap or whatever. You know, I don't have space to just like offload a whole trailer so I can go do a job and then come back and get it later. So it's a lot of management, and I think most people don't. Maybe that's uncommon for smaller, you know, owner-operator businesses. When you scale and you got a lot of equipment, of course you have a yard, but you still probably don't want a bunch of junk lying around. So always learning. So I'm back up in Anthem. It's almost 4 o'clock and I'm just getting into this job. It's a pretty large cactus removal. This saguaro is sick and unhealthy and it's all this disease. I started cutting it up and removing it. If you're eating dinner right now, this might bother your stomach, so just a warning. Look at all that black slime coming out of there. This thing is turning to jelly and it's just slopping all over the place. It looks like an animal threw up right there, doesn't it? But yeah, there's more of that to come. So I'm gonna keep cutting, get this log done. That's about 8 feet long right there. Probably 1,000 pounds, I don't know. Things are heavy. And then I'll tip over the trunk. Yummy. Who's hungry for saguaro? It's too bad this isn't like something you could eat. I don't know, maybe somebody eats it. So I forgot to bring my come along with me today, but just rigged up a few ratchet straps. They're both 10, 12 feet long. So next step is gonna be to notch. Cut a notch in the bottom of this thing and then step back and pull on it. We'll see how that goes. Once safely on the ground.
notching it the way I did and just slowly cutting around it, giving a pull on the cord, making sure I was ready to hop out of the way if it came toward me. It's on the ground. Let's cut it up. So I switched saw blades to another wood cutting blade, different brand, Diablo, and it's just not making the progress I'd like it to. So I decided to go to brute force and use the digging bar just to break sections off, kind of peel it off like an orange peel, and then I can get better access to the core where that's where the woody stuff is. So I'm gonna keep peeling it off and make this thing smaller. Taking a little rain break. The big drops are done, so yeah, like I was saying, I'm just pulling it off with the pry bar right now. Just hacking at it, trying to make it smaller. Oh, and my dolly, another wheel broke today. The other wheel. Oh, this is what it's come down to. Got the stump, the last two sections of the trunk. I peeled all the thorny flesh off of it, so it's just slimy now. It's not thorny, it's slimy apparently. So, load this section up, get the next one, and then start working on the stump. Well, it's all cut up. Time to bury it. Make it look like it didn't happen. Well, thanks for watching, folks. I appreciate you sticking to the end of the video. Comment down below if you learned something or thought it was interesting or maybe a little entertaining to watch me work today. I put in a good 12-hour day. Gosh, what was it? When did I start today? It was before 6. Well, anyhow, it's been a long day, and I'm ready to get home and put all these tools away, get cleaned up, and go to my son's baseball game. Maybe work on a blog or something after that. The life of a business owner. Problem solving, business plans, invoicing, you name it, you got to do it until you grow, and then you can delegate and pay other people to do it. Create jobs in your community. Because you're creating value. Because you're an entrepreneur. Well, I'm just starting to ramble on. I'm a little malnourished and dehydrated and tired and sweaty and disgusting. So I'm going to go fix all those. And y'all have a good evening.